It's a swell suite.
Open another window.
There aren't any more.
Well, then we better call for an accident.
The thing to do is forget about the heat. You make it 10 times worse by crying.
Why not let her alone, old sport? You are the one who wanted to come to town.
Excuse me.
I got it.
Great expression of yours, isn't it?
What is?
All this old sport business. Where'd you pick that up?
Now see here, Tom. If you make personal remarks like that, I'm not going to stay here a minute. Now go get some ice for the men to
Imagine marrying anyone in this heat.
Still, I got married in the middle of June. Tennessee in the middle of June. Somebody fainted. Who was it that fainted, Tom?
Biloxi.
That's right. A man named Biloxi. Biloxi. He made boxes, and he lived in Biloxi.
They carried him into my house because we lived just 2 doors down from the church. He stayed for 3 weeks until Daddy told him to get out. A day after he left, Dad died. But there wasn't any connection.
You know about Biloxi. He was from Memphis.
That was his cousin. I knew his whole family history before he left. He gave me an aluminum putter I still use today.
We're getting old. If we were young, we'd rise and dance.
Remember Biloxi? Where'd you meet him, Tom?
He was a friend of Daisy's. I didn't know him.
He was not. I never seen him before. He came down in the private car.
He said he knew you.
He was probably bumming his way home. He told me he was the president of your class at Yale.
By the way, Mr. Gatsby, I understand you're an Oxford man.
Not
I
exactly.
understand you went to Oxford.
Yes, I went
You
there.
must have gone there about the time Biloxi went to New Haven.
I told you I went
I
there.
heard you, but I'd like to know when.
It was in 1919. I only stayed there for 5 months. That's why I can't call myself an Oxford man. It was an opportunity they gave to the officers after their armistice.
Open the whiskey, Tom, and I'll make you an antelope. Then you won't seem so stupid to yourself.
Wait a minute. I want to ask Mr. Gatsby another
Go
question.
on.
What kind of row are you trying to cause in my house anyway?
He isn't causing a row, Tom. You're causing a row. Have a little self-control.
Self-control. I suppose the latest thing is to sit back and let Mr. Nobody from nowhere make love to your wife. Well, if that's the idea, you can count me
I
in.
got something to tell you, old sport.
Please don't. Can we just go home? Let's all go home.
That's a good idea. Come on, Tom. Nobody
I
wants
don't know what Mr. Gatsby has to
Your
tell me.
wife doesn't love you. She's never loved you. She loves
You
me.
must be crazy.
She never loved you. Do you hear? She only married you because she was tired of waiting for me. It was a terrible mistake. But in her heart, she never loved anyone except
What's
me.
going on? I want to hear all
I
about it.
told you what was going on. Going on for 5 years, and you still didn't know.
See this fellow for 5 years?
No, we couldn't meet, but both of us loved each other all the time, old sport, and you didn't know. I used to laugh sometimes to think that you didn't
Oh,
know.
that's all. You're crazy. I can't speak about what happened 5 years ago because I didn't know Daisy then. Daisy loved me when she married me, and she loves me now.
No.
She does. The trouble is, she gets ideas in her head. Once in a while, I go off on a spree, but I always come back, and in my heart, I love her all the time.
You're revolting. Do you know why we left Chicago? I'm surprised they didn't tell you the reason for that little spree.
Daisy, it doesn't matter anymore. It's all over now. You saw the truth. And it's all wiped out forever. Tell him that you never loved him.
How could I possibly love him?
You never loved him.
I never loved him.
Not at Capoloni?
No.
Not that Dad carried you from the punch bowl to keep your shoes dry. Daisy?
Please stop. There, Jay. Oh, you want too much. I can't help what's past. I love you now. Isn't that enough? I loved him, but I loved you too.
You loved me. Too?
Even that's a lie. She didn't know you were
I
alive.
want to speak to Daisy alone. She's so excited now.
Even alone, I couldn't say I never loved Tom. It wouldn't be true.
Of course it wouldn't.
As if it mattered to
Of course
you.
it matters. I want to take better care of you from now on.
You don't understand. You're not going to take care of her anymore.
Not? Why is that? She's not leaving. Especially not for some man who'd have to steal the ring he put on her finger.
I won't stand this. Please, let's
Who
just
are you
get out.
now? I found out what your drugstores
You
were.
concern yourself about that, old sport.
Don't you call me old sport. This Wolfsheim bought up a lot of side street drugstores in Chicago and sold grain alcohol over the
I
counter.
never sold alcohol. I never sold any illegal stuff. I never killed a man despite what people said.
Please, Tom, I can't stand this. Can we just
You
go?
head on home, Daisy, and Mr. Gatsby's calling. He won't annoy you. I think his flirting is over. Want any of this stuff? Jordan, Nick, want any?
So I want to leave the refrigerator to my cat, Michi. Then I want to leave all my books to Marion, and this gun, I want this gun to be in a museum. And then,
Imagine marrying marrying anyone in this heat.
Cookies.
I don't think that's how the
You can't
scene.
come into my house.
I knew a man named Bill Biloxi. He was from Memphis.
Now sit.
Please. Just please. He loves us so much.
Not a Capoleone.
Daisy, it doesn't matter anymore.
If you laugh one more time.
Stop crying. It's okay. It's okay. I understand. It's all over now. It doesn't matter anymore. You tell the truth. Brett. Daisy, it doesn't matter anymore. You have a nice forehead. Daisy, it doesn't matter anymore. It's all over now. Just tell the truth. Tell them that you never loved him. Daisy, it's all over now. It doesn't matter anymore. Daisy, it doesn't matter anymore. I deserve the nose and sure laugh. Daisy, it's all over now. It doesn't matter anymore.
It's really not funny anymore, didn't you? Stop.
I know.
Mary.